How many of you realize that besides every other thing that God can do in your life, giving you a sense of direction, clarity in your career, health in your body, vitality in your devotion, how many of you believe that if God, by his wisdom, empowers you to lead a successful home, that is a big deal? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. You believe that that's something God can do. Don't let the devil lie to you that the conversations we are having are trivial. Are trivial. You know, one of the things that is setting the body of Christ back is that there is a lot of virtue signaling. People like to form that they are more spiritual than others. And one of the ways they try to form spirituality or take themselves on a higher moral ground than others is that they think that relationship discourse is unimportant. And they like to feign word and the spirit. That because they don't talk about things like that, they are more spiritual. You know, someone commented online and said, why do Nigerian preachers like to talk about marriage all the time? First and foremost, I can't speak for everyone, but I preach about 100 times every year, and I preach on marriage only 10 times. Only 10 times. You see, that in itself is part of the problem. Because guess what? It might be reflective of dysfunction that we like to avoid conversations like that. It's reflective of dysfunction. Because topics that we are scared of, we like to avoid. You will see some people, some of them jokingly seriously and some of them seriously, because they are single, they dread the month of February. They dread it. And you see, that is part of the problem. You don't realize that you have the advantage, that now is the time to learn all that there is to learn. For you, it's still about vibes. It's still about the superficial feeling of at least having a man, even if he's an idiot. Don't you see that you are the best person to even pay attention? That this is your opportunity. This is your chance. That's more reason you should pay attention. And for some others, they've gone through so much trauma in their upbringing that it just triggers them. The reason why 10 sermons out of 100 feels like a lot is because there is a wound somewhere, a wound you are yet to admit. You are yet to admit to. It's a big deal. Like I told you, one of the first sermons I preached, marriage is a business decision. I hope you've listened to that sermon. See, let me tell you something. I pray you don't ignore this thing. Because whatever else you focus on, the marriage can destroy it if you don't get it right. And the reason I will never be moved by the hypocrisy of people who like to feign higher moral ground is because I've been doing this thing for too long. This month alone, the pastors have counseled, standing on the pulpit and dealing with grave issues in their marriage. Pastors. Pastors. It needs to be given attention because it's important and because God cares about your home. He cares.